Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Noelle, aka MakeupEsquire, and happy Sunday. We are getting ready for church today. We're barefaced because I didn't have time to get started on anything today. I usually at least like to come up on here with my brows done, but today we are raw. So give me 1 second, just going live on Instagram. I'm going to start out by priming, and just because it's extra hot today, I'm going to be using the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Primer. I have a few of these little mini ones, so I'm just going to try to kind of use them up because otherwise I don't want them to go bad. But I like this one by Tom Ford as a mattifying primer. It is hot today here in sunny Southern California. We are going through a heat wave, so this is going to be makeup for a heat wave. So welcome in, everyone. Just applying a little bit of primer, and then I'm just gonna go in with a pore filling primer. I'm gonna be using this Topicals one today, and I like to just put a little bit of a pore filling primer in my T-zone because I have larger pores in my T-zone. How are we all doing on this lovely Sunday? Thank you everyone so much for joining. I'm streaming live here on Instagram and on YouTube. It's so good to see everyone. Hey Kat, thank you so much. Hey Yasmin. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Yes, my birthday was yesterday. For all those that didn't know, I turned 32. I'm starting to lose track at this point. I'm not really big on celebrating myself. I've never really been much of like a all eyes on me person. So my best friend had to kind of drag me out and convince me to go out, because if it were up to me, I wouldn't really do anything out of the ordinary other than what I just already had planned on doing. So it was a nice, cute little outing. What are you all up to today? Okay, you're working today. Oh, this is a nice distraction. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Jesus, how are you? Thank you so much to everyone that's wishing me happy birthday. Hey, Gabby. So I'm wearing this like mustardy yellow top. Jesus, I know you just posted a yellow look, and maybe that was like a subliminal like inspiration. But I figured, you know, I don't often use color. I'm such a neutral girl. And I recently picked this top up from Jenny Kane, and it's just like very nice and lightweight. I'm just trying to like stay cool. So I figured we could do a makeup look inspired by this kind of like mustardy yellow. What do y'all think? Oh, okay. You're on your way to dinner, Yasmin. Have fun. I look forward to seeing any of your posts. If you post on your stories, I'll check it out. I always live vicariously through your fancy dinner posts. Still doing school assignments. Oh my gosh, that student life, Kat. I don't envy it. I had one too many years of doing that. I do not miss being a student at all whatsoever. Hey Kieran, how are you? It's true, Yasmin. You and your fancy self. All right, I'm just using a little bit of the Victoria Beckham Baby Blade. This is a really, really great brow pencil. So if you're looking to kind of step up your brow pencil game, or if you're looking for a good one, I wear the shade Dark Brown. It's just like the perfect consistency, the perfect formula, the perfect shade. It has a perfect little spoolie on the other side. It feels really luxe and kind of like, you know, weighted in the hand. I love the color. So I really have all good things to say about this pencil. It's like not too hard, but it's not too soft. It's thin enough for you to get precise strokes, but not too thin, so that it isn't like efficient. So I really do enjoy this Victoria Beckham Beauty one. I know Yasmin's a fan too. Yeah, I don't blame you for falling asleep while doing homework. All right, so let's keep it moving. So now that we have primed, I already put on SPF. I used the Tatcha one today. I've been trying to get through this Tatcha one. It's a nice formula. It doesn't pill. That's like my biggest thing about SPFs, is it's my pet peeve if they pill. So for a base lately, y'all know I've been just raving about this Chantecaille Future Skin Foundation, a cushion foundation, and I know I keep reaching for it, but like honestly, this is my favorite foundation to use right now in the hot summer months, and I recently just flipped over the sponge, so it's like feels like a brand new product, and I love using it with this synthetic Bisotto by S517 that you can get on the Fude Boba website. I have it pinned on YouTube right now, and I'll also have it under the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube. I appreciate you if you're catching the replay. But what's so nice about this foundation is, I keep saying, like the thin consistency of the formula. There's something very unique about cushion foundations in the sense that this is why they're packaged like a cushion, because they're so thin that they just don't really lend themselves to be packaged in a bottle very well. But that's why I find that they are perfect for when it's extra hot outside and you just don't really want to wear like really much of anything on your face. But if, like me, you still feel better having a little bit of something for coverage, even a very thin layer of coverage, or if you're just kind of trying to even out your skin tone or like match your neck or your body if you've been out there getting a tan in the sun. This is just a nice, like, it doesn't crease throughout the day. It really stays put. It has really great longevity. So I just keep raving about this Chantecaille Cushion Foundation for that reason, because it's just my favorite one to use in the summer. And it's just the one that I've been reaching for nonstop lately. So yeah. And as you can see, I just put like a super thin layer because given it's so hot out, I'm not trying to go crazy with all the layers. So I'm just doing like a very thin layer all over the face, and then I'm going to spot conceal with concealer. So y'all know I've been loving the Sarah Creel concealer, the new Estee Lauder concealer, the Westman Atelier concealer. So I've been rotating through these three concealers a lot. But because I'm like constantly using these on my channel, I did just want to switch it up today, and I'm grabbing the Dior Forever Skin Correct concealer, which is also a really, really great one. Yeah, you love that pencil too. I remember you telling me that you actually, it was an empty for you. It's not an empty yet for me, just because like I keep trying to use my other eyebrow pencil so I don't go through all of it so fast, but it's going to easily become an empty for me for sure too. So my friend Sensei is really bummed out that her favorite Amicole On Point Precision brow pencil is going to be discontinued since Amicole is going out of business. And so I guess those are sold out. And she said she was going to be having to look for a new brow pencil, and our friend Keisha recommended the Victoria Beckham Beauty one, and that's what kind of reminded me about this one all over again, because that was a really good recommendation. To blend out my concealer, I'm going to be using this Coyuto one. This one's also available on the Fude Boba website. So to conceal, I just used the shade 3N all over the face, which is a good match to my actual skin tone, and then 2N, which is a shade lighter, oops, my bad, for like the center of the face where I want to just like brighten ever so slightly. And I've been loving this little concealer brush because it's just perfectly slanted like that. It's nice and soft. It gets into all of the precise little areas that you want to conceal. This will also give us a nice base for our eyeshadow look today, which I'm thinking to match my shirt, I'll go with kind of like a goldish, like yellow tone eyeshadow look. The palettes that I brought out to see if we can achieve that look is none other than Pat McGrath. This is the, I don't have all of like what these are memorized. This is the Mothership 2 Sublime. And I grabbed this one because that one has like a really beautiful gold shade in it. But whenever I think of gold and yellow, I love to pull out my Natasha Denona Yucca palette. 3N is the perfect match for you too, Sonia. Twinsies. We are shade twins. Because look, this is like, isn't that so beautiful? Now that I'm thinking about it though, how could I forget the Natasha Denona Golden palette? Ooh, I don't know, y'all. It might have to be the Golden palette. Might have to be the Golden palette. I love the Mothership, but really that's like pretty much the only gold shade in there. So I don't know. Maybe the Golden palette is giving us more of what we need. You vote the Golden palette, Sonia? Okay. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the look. What y'all think? Stacy says mix them up. Look at like this particular like mustardy one right there. Oh, I love how unique these shades are in this Yucca palette. It's one of my favorites from Natasha Denona. And I don't use these palettes enough. But, you know, it's summer, and when better to use our golden mustard tones, right, than in the middle of summer. Well, it's, I guess, towards the end of summer, but it feels like it's the middle of summer because of how hot it's been here lately. And for those of y'all that are new, I'm here in Ventura County, which is a county that borders LA County, slightly to the north between LA and Santa Barbara. So usually we have ideal weather year round, and I'm spoiled because of that. So I turn into an absolute baby whenever we have extreme temperatures. And this is why I pay so much in property tax to live in a little beach town, because I cannot stand to live in extreme temperatures. One of my brothers just moved to Arizona, and he's just living life, thriving, and like running outside in like 100+ degree weather, and I'm just like, I cannot. And then my other brother lives in Florida, and that humidity. This is how I have to style my hair when it's hot. Like I just have to put like a beach wave in it, because I just have curly hair, and I just have to kind of let it do its thing. So I don't know, like if I lived in the humidity, it would just be a hot mess. And I am planning on going to Florida in October, so hopefully it's not that hot by then. We'll see. I'm just using a little bit of this NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Ginger, which is like my favorite concealer to just kind of spot conceal. And because it has a slightly orange undertone, I like to just target the areas where it's kind of like providing a little bit of coverage and color correction in one. So anywhere I have like blue undertones, which is kind of around my mouth and a little bit underneath my eyes, I just add a little bit of this shade Ginger. And then sometimes I take this NARS, this is the Light Reflecting Eye Brightener, and I have it in the shade Golden Eye. So it's a very similar formula, except this one's like the name says, it's more brightening and luminous, and it reflects light. So if I feel like I want a little bit more brightness right here underneath my eyes, then I'll just take the other side of this little It Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe number 7. What is this, like the Complexion Perfection brush? It just has like a little like perfect circular shape to it, and I just kind of like to pat it in right here if I feel the need. But we're using very minimal product today because, again, it's hot. So I have like 3 fans going to try to keep me cool. All right, so then what I've been doing lately is grabbing for my Shade and Illuminate in Intensity 2. And I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it because y'all know she's a pretty penny and we spend our hard-earned coin on our makeup. So before cream products expire, especially the more pricey ones, I told myself I really need to like shop my stash. I also like using the Dior No. 3 cream contour stick for this step. And this is like the perfect brush that I like to use for these really, so if you have a product that's super pigmented and so you kind of are afraid to use it or don't really grab for it, it could be like a cream contour or even like a really bright blush. I highly recommend checking this brush out. It's the Hakuhodo J9002, also available on the Fude Bobo website. Thank you so much for shopping using my affiliate links if you shop any of the products that I will absolutely link for you after church. And if you are shopping on the Fude Bobo website for any of the brushes that I'm showcasing, since the large majority that I will be showcasing are from the Fude Bobo website. I think you can get this It Cosmetics one on Sephora, if not Nordstrom for sure. Flat Top Kayudo Kalinsky is a game changer with the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate, says Sonia. I have that one right here. What a treat. I know, I totally should have used this one, shouldn't I have? But yeah, this one's, oh my gosh, I just washed this one and she is like ready to use. So this one's nice because you can literally use this for so many things. I could have used this one with my cushion foundation today. Again, like Sonia suggested, I could totally use this for this Shade and Illuminate. And you could also use it to pack on powder all over the face, which maybe I will do. I would love to hear if anybody else picked this baby up. She's gorgeous. Very lucky to have her. But I'm just going to use this little Beauty Blender puff to pack on this Laura Mercier setting powder underneath my eyes. There's nothing like a little cotton poof to do this job, just because I like to really pack on the powder underneath my eyes so that my makeup doesn't budge right here, especially because I wear sunglasses in the car. So I want the sides of my nose to have a good amount of powder on them. And because I'm oily. Oh, it was about 90 degrees in Canada, where Kieran's from. Shannon went to a barbecue. Ended around 3 a.m. Hell yeah, I love that. Poppin'. Yeah, I'm like, I didn't do very much hard partying last night. I'm 32, but you would think I'm like 82 with the lifestyle that I live. If y'all didn't know me already, I'm like the biggest homebody you'll ever meet. All right, I like to use a little bit of this Isamaya sculpting contour stick thing. I have it in rosewood and in oak. They both work for me. They're both cool tones, and I like to just use it to contour around my lips and give me a little bit of dimension and definition on my nose. I like the precision of this contour stick. I could have totally used that to contour my cheeks too. I'm just, like I said, trying to use up that Tom Ford one. But those are great contour sticks by Isamaya. And I definitely think that there was a need for it in the market, given how unique of a product it is. Victoria Beckham also has a similar contour stick, but Isamaya provided us with more shades. So bonus points for that. Kat says her social battery is non-existent. Exactly. My friend that took me out, Rebecca, shout out to my bestie, Rebecca's like, hey, Jamie. She's like, anything to try to get you to go out. Because literally I go out for her birthday and for my birthday twice a year. Yeah. All right. So we have some sort of base, a little bit of definition and dimension. I told y'all I was going to use my Kolinsky brush, so y'all are going to see me showcase her on here for the first time. Look at that. Gorgeous. Just get a nice amount of powder and just kind of pressing it on. If you're looking for a more affordable alternative to this Kolinsky one, granted there's nothing like Kolinsky here, it's just so luxe, but you can get a very similar effect with Sonia G's goat hair version of this brush, which is like the it's like a flat buffer brush. I'm forgetting which one exactly it's called, but she has a couple different versions, and you can get similar ones from Hakuhodo and stuff like that, so you don't actually need to spend an arm and a leg on this. And I think this is sold out too, so whenever Fude Bobo offers it, they go really quickly. Y'all know I've been loving this one too. This Koyudo one should still be available. It offers you that flat surface space as well, so it's also a really great one for a lot of different tasks. And then that rectangular shape allows you to be precise. So I'll show y'all. I have this Hermes one still here because it's just a pretty good shade match for me right now. This is in the shade 3 Sahara by Hermes, and I've been loving this Koyudo goat brush for my bronzer lately. And this should still be, like I said, available on the Fude Bobo website for your shopping pleasure. And there's also a little mini version of this one that I love using for concealer, and because it's goat hair, you can use it for liquids, creams, powders, all alike. It is a beautiful brush, right, Shannon? Thank you. Ooh, the Vancouver downtown Sephora on Robson Street is huge. You were in heaven. Did you haul anything, Kieran? All right, that'll give us a little bit of warmth. I always like to just make sure I don't have any creases by going over it one more time with my concealer brush, and then with this Patrick Ta 4 Contour 3 brush, just because it's like nice and airy, I like to just like throw some into my crease. But if I'm feeling extra bougie, I might take this little Gokujo guy, which is also a very similar shape. And these bristles are so soft. So this is like the perfect one and done brush to just throw some bronzer in the crease. Been loving her as well. So I just kind of want to give y'all like a bougie option and then like an affordable option. Oh, but this is like, I mean, you could, it feels like night and day on your skin. Like these bristles are just so much more soft and delicate and just like so airy. It feels like nothing. Granted, these are like known to be the softest grade of goat hair that exists in the world, this Gokujo. So of course you would expect that. Okay, even the Refer 31. Yes, if you want a luxe for less moment. Thank you for that, Shannon. Yes, I know. I would have loved to see a video of that, Kieran, next time. Okay. Sheer buffer. Yes, thank you. That's, I think, the one I was talking about that reminds me of this flat top Kolinsky. This Sonia G sheer buffer. Exactly. Yeah. So this one feels so nice to just kind of like pat all over the face. Make sure we have an even application of powder and everything is nice and set in. All right, so let's go into our eyeshadow palette, shall we? All right, looks like y'all wanted me to kind of mix these two. You're up there in Monterey. Oof, can't do the heat. I feel you. So again, this is what these palettes look like together. Maybe we'll just pull a couple of shades from each. I'm just really tempted to go into this little, like, this mustard moment here. Both of these are giving what I'm wearing, right? These, like, mustard tones. Especially this one. This is the shade Fushi. I'm going into my Kokujo brush again, just to kind of get a nice wash on the crease. I usually don't do colorful eyeshadow looks. But today will be an exception. Ooh, look at that, y'all. You'll see that? So hopefully this is going to be like a yellowy mustard yet wearable makeup look today. Eyeshadow look. Mustard for the beat. Yes. Hey Nikki, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. Thank you, y'all. You like this mustard? Thank you. So again, that was the shade Fushi all over the crease. This would just be like a cute moment in and of itself, right, y'all? Cute. We take a little bit of more of like a precise brush. Let's see. I'll take this one here that I've also been liking, the Bobo and Chikuhodo SO3. Put a little bit of that Fushi shade on the lower lash line. It's giving summer. It's giving heat wave moment, hopefully. All right, and then why don't we dip into the golden palette here? And I'm looking at this color right here specifically. It's called Oro. Straight up gold. And I'm going in with my finger so that we can really get some impact. Thank you so much, Stacy, for wishing me a happy birthday. I'm just gonna try to keep this a little conservative since she is really gold. A little bit on the center eyelid right there. I might have to deepen up the inner and outer corner a little bit. Give it a little spotlight moment. I'm going to put a little bit in the center of the lower lashes as well. I even had to turn my AC on for this because I was like, no way, I'm going to be sweating through the whole thing. Very gold, right? All right, let's deepen her up a little bit. I'm going to take this Takeda brush. I love this little guy. This little cute dome shape goat hair brush. And then let's go in with a little bit of dimension here. How about Baris? do a little halo moment, shall we? Glad you got to do a little something for the birthday. I know, I was telling y'all my bestie had to drag me out. So I didn't have anything planned, so it was all super last minute. I wanted to do like a birthday get ready with me live, but time escaped me. I had some neighbors that came over unexpectedly to deliver some flowers and a card, which was so nice. And then my parents came over, brought me some sushi lunch, so that was delicious. So I felt like a very lucky girl yesterday. All right, I'm gonna go back in with that Bobo Chikuhodo one and just kind of blend out those edges. Love me some sushi, says Kat. Hell yeah, right? It's like my favorite. Give me all the sushi. You love a halo moment? All right, this one's for you, girl. We'll match what we did on the outside on the inside. Good thing your bestie dragged you out. Yeah. It was fun. No regrets. Yeah, so I find that a halo moment just kind of like makes the center of the eyelid pop more if you add a little bit of dimension on there. Kind of gives a more sultry type of look. What beauty products are complete crap to you? That's a really good question, girly. Thank you for asking. Oh my gosh. For me personally, I don't like to, because I have combo to oily skin, I do not like using like liquidy, like really glowy type of primers. I also do not like using liquid highlighters very often. I just, you know, I have discoloration right here on the top of my cheeks, my melasma that I'm like constantly struggling with. And I just find that like liquid products, especially like water-based liquid products on top of my foundation, just cause my foundation to break down. So I have to be extremely careful with like liquid types of like highlighters, either under or over my makeup. Liquid blushes, I just don't really tend to wear like ever for the same reason. Yeah. And just because of the staying power, you know, I know that like the whole like glazed makeup was like a whole moment, and if that looks good on you, like all the power to you. I'm jealous, but it just does not work for me and my skin type or my skin concerns, unfortunately. So those are the types of products I would say, to me, I just don't really like spend my money on. I've tried them in the past and they just don't, yeah, they don't serve me. Yeah. Same with like setting sprays that aren't really geared towards like locking in your makeup, but just kind of like making your skin dewy. Just don't really work for me either. I was on Accutane for a while when I had really dry skin, and I used to love like freshening up throughout the day with those types of setting sprays. But my skin type has changed, so it's just not what I reach for anymore. So, I mean, that tends to happen, right, with makeup, like as we age, as our skin tends to change. Our tastes in makeup also oftentimes change. So I'm just going in with a little bit of this teak shade right here in the middle. It's just this like neutral brown. And I'm just gonna try to blend out this crease. I think I need kind of like a fluffier. Hopefully this doesn't go all muddy on us quickly. Yeah. Sometimes you just need like a more wispy type of bristle. I could even have grabbed my bronzer for this step too. That's why I kind of prepped that way, by throwing in a little bit of my bronzer in my crease. Because I do find that it kind of ties everything together. That teak shade is pretty spot on to like the bronzer that I have all the rest of my face. So I think it'll be okay. And then I'll just go in with this little Takeda Kolinsky Precision one into the shade Log. And I'm just going to do a little powder eyeliner. I'm just going to add definition to my lash line. If y'all are new here and are seeing my eyelashes, I did them right before this live. I do wear Lashify eyelashes. It's an at-home DIY lash extension system. I just add little cluster lashes underneath my real lashes and they last me a week or two. My last round actually did had to stay put for 2 weeks because I was in back-to-back trials. So I was in trial nonstop for 2 weeks. And I just didn't even have time to bother switching out my eyelashes. So I can make them last longer than a week, but I personally prefer to switch them out on a weekly basis. Gonna add a little bit to the inner corner here. Yeah, okay, you like the rolls rather than the raw fish, but you like sushi too, Shannon. I like it all. I'm not picky. But I prefer raw fish over cooked fish. I just had a really traumatizing experience with eating fish like off the bone as a kid, where the bone got stuck in my throat, and so I've like just never been able to look at fish in the same way unless it's raw. All right, y'all, that ended up being more dramatic than I had originally intended. It's giving like lioness now, isn't it? Maybe I will just kind of blend this out a little bit, just to not make it super sharp and precise. Just more sultry. There. Oh, you're ordering Lashify for your birthday? I love that. I hope you love it. I have tons of Lashify videos and you can get 20% off the whole website using my link. Huda and Hourglass liquid blushes are the only liquid blushes I enjoy, says Jamie. Okay, go off. You have dry skin, Karen. You love glowy primers, yeah. Oh, Jamie asked if I was getting anything from LV Beauty. You also love sushi. You always think you can eat more than you can order. I know, right? You know, I've been watching people's like thoughts on LV Beauty, and the prices are, they are up there, right? Man, is it getting everybody to talk, right? As tempted as I am, I don't know, y'all. Like, it's like, you know, I want to make the excuse that it will be for the content, but at the same time, like, I don't think in good faith I'll be able to, like, recommend a $250 eyeshadow to y'all, or a $160 lipstick or lip balm. So I'm kind of like, I've been going back and forth on it. Like, I already know that it's like, how good can it really be? Like, you know, we have such great formulas in our makeup already that it's kind of hard to believe that this is going to really like blow our socks off in a way that we've never seen before for that type of price. I'm not sure it's warranted. I am curious to look at the reviews. I'm not saying, you know, like never say never type of thing, but for right now, it's hard for me to pull trigger on something like that, thinking about how much like Fude and like makeup brushes I can spend on with that type of money, you know? So, how about y'all? Is anybody else getting it? I'd love to know. I either take this Mario EF1 or my good old Tensado Kolinsky brush, the KQ12S, and I just kind of sharpen up any fallout, clean up. It's like the best for this step. So I'll go into the shade Custard and that same soft matte complete concealer and just make sure that the inner corner doesn't really have any like fallout. I like to keep it clean right here. Just because if I feel like it's too kind of dark on the inner corner, it can kind of drag the eyes down, which is like the opposite of what we're trying to do. So, all right. All right, and then I'm just gonna take a little bit of that same log, take a little bit down on the outer corner of the bottom lash line, to kind of just like be an extension of the upper outer type of wing. Same on the other side. This will give kind of like a little cat eye appearance. Little on the inner bottom. I love this KQ12S because it's so precise. You can also get it on the Fude Bobo website. But it's just like super sharp. So it's like perfect to clean up with. So to make like that inner corner real sharp. Okay. Making sure that's all blended in nicely. Hopefully that looks okay, y'all. A little bit more intense than my usual looks, but all right, maybe we'll add a tiny bit more of Oro right here. Center of the lower lash line. All right. Looks like we're dripping in gold. Oh, and then I don't know if I forgot to mention, but I did add a little bit of the Gucci No. 3 Warm Gold highlighter on the inner corner. Just because that's like always my favorite trick, but I don't know. Now I'm thinking maybe I want it more sparkly. I'm tempted to go in with like one of these into the inner. Like Kava or Fizzy. Or even this really bright white one. Or Miko, even over here. It made such a big difference to put a little bit of the gold on the bottom. I just want the inner corners to really pop. Really like open up the eye. What do we think? Miko, says Kieran. Okay, great minds think alike. It's like a spotlight, right? How does that look? All right, let's see if a little bottom lash mascara will tie this look in. I'm using the Hourglass Unlocked. It is a tubing mascara. I'm ready to go out on the town, says Stacy. I know, right? So much for keeping it low key for Jesus. He's gonna see me glowing from heaven. That in combination with my glowy, sweaty skin. Going out last night was as much going out as I'll be needing for the rest of the year. Jesus will love it, says Kieran. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I have talked about me needing to dip my toes into the indie market. I don't really have any indie stuff other than Viseart in my collection. Nothing intense like Cleonda or anything like that. Maybe one day. But like I said, looks like these are already, as it is, out of my comfort zone. So I'm just gonna make sure that my brow is extended. Since sometimes the eyeshadow kind of does away with the tail. All right, what are we gonna do for blush, y'all? You know which blush I wish I had? Is that Scott Barnes blush palette that has like that beautiful like yellow. It's like a yellow blush. What do we think about the eyes? Do they need anything else? Oh, hey Becky. You love these Get Ready With Me's on Sunday? Love seeing new and existing products and how you use the brushes. Oh, I love that. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, I always try to showcase different ways to use like the makeup that we like already have in our collection, and how you can get different looks and different aesthetics with the different brushes that a lot of us also have. It's like my favorite thing because it feels like you are like playing with new makeup. If you just kind of like switch up your tools, like your brushes, it can also help make it really exciting. Okay, I'm kind of stuck on the blush. Let me see what type of blush would look good with this. Like an orangey blush? Or should we just kind of skip blush because the eyes are doing enough? Let me do the lips while you guys give me suggestions. Let me know if y'all just think I should skip the blush and leave it as is. I'll put a little bit of highlighter on while you guys think about that. Because I can't think of a yellow blush I have in my collection, to be honest. Only like orangey coral ones, but I don't think this look is really giving any orange or coral. So maybe we just don't need blush because the eyes are doing a lot. Just add a warm bronzer as a blush, says Jamie. Yeah, right? Like Gucci 3. With this beautiful Gokujo, y'all. Oh, can you even look at, she is nice and freshly washed for y'all too. Neutral. Everybody's saying just stick to a neutral. Yes. I agree. You, of course, have a yellow blush. Yeah, see, if I had a yellow blush in my collection, I would definitely add it, but I don't. Because I don't really ever do looks like this. I was trying to brainstorm what type of Halloween looks I should do this year, because I don't know if y'all remember what I did for Halloween last year. If you haven't checked those out, you can scroll down my Instagram if you're interested. I did like a gangsta clown. I did a Day of the Dead, like candy school, half my face in a candy school. And then I did a cheetah. And so this year, I don't know what to do. So if y'all have any suggestions or see anything that you'd like to see me recreate, please feel free to start sending those my way ahead of Halloween. I'm not really big on like special effects. Okay, don't get too crazy on me. Do like, send me like easy looks, okay? But I had a lot of fun doing those last year, so if I can think of some stuff to do this year, so I'm gonna just take this Makeup Forever Artist color pencil in Endless Cacao. It's nice and cool tone to add a little bit of shadow. What type of lippy should I do? Huh, I think I have an idea. I think I have an idea. Maybe just like a cute little gold gloss moment. Where is my... Y'all just got a sneak peek at my outfit. If y'all are new here, I usually tend to show you my outfit towards the end, along with the fragrance that I'm wearing. I grabbed this. It was limited edition, but it's this Tom Ford Sunlust lip gloss. I thought it would go well with this, hopefully. And like we, again, did a lot on the eyes. Maybe we can just keep it neutral and low-key on the lips. And just hit it with the gloss. What y'all think? Look at this. Oh my gosh, y'all. Is this not the perfect gloss for this moment? Michelle Wong convinced me to buy this. I fully blame her. She would not stop raving about it until I just finally like pulled trigger. Even though it was limited edition, sorry. It just gives a hint of gold on the lips. Y'all think we need anything else? She's giving Golden Goddess, isn't she? All of this makeup that's like very gold. If you had Caramel by Chanel, that would have been fab too. I don't think I have that. I need to look that one up. Stacy says pretty. Totally no, says Kieran. Yep, says Shannon. Okay. I love that Tom Ford gloss. I love using it as a topper, says Jamie. Yes, I know Shannon has this gloss too. Oh my god, I love it, says Kieran. Wow, y'all. It's only been like an hour. And look. I had no plan, mind you, when I came up on here today. Other than I was going to try to do something to match my shirt. I love when everything kind of like works out and falls into place, right? Y'all like it? Okay, fragrance. All right. I have a lot of golden tone. Y'all know I like to match my gold, my fragrances with my outfits. These are the three I'm eyeing. If I were showing more of my chest, I love using the Soleil Blanc, like the glitter one, to just give like, you know, shimmer to the chest. But this is church, so we don't need to do all that. But I have a bunch of golden perfumes here that would fit the vibe. Even this one that leans more like orangey. Should we do this one by Valentino? She's like all gold. My dog in the back, you see my dog? That's Kilo. He's like stuck to me. He's my emotional support animal, my therapy dog. Ooh, okay, I'll mix a little bit of Burberry Goddess. I'll put that on my wrists. I love Burberry Goddess. Valentino, you called it, Kieran. I know, right? They go well together. So, ended up mixing these two. Any of these would have been good though. You don't think you have that, Valentino? What are the notes? Deliciousness, honestly. I can't even describe it. It's like warm. I think it's called like gold too. I'm gonna have to send you the link and give you the notes because I'm just bad at describing it. I want to say it has vanilla in it, but it's just, oh, it smells really, really, really good. I blind bought this, and like Valentino has never done me dirty. All right, y'all. Yeah, Kat likes when I layer the scents. Hey, Stephanie. All right, y'all. Y'all like the look? I think that's gonna be it. The outfit, y'all already saw a sneak peek, but it's just this kind of like silky top from Jenny Kane. It is, what's the material? It's viscose and silk, so it kind of has this like really flowy vibe to it, and it's nice and cool. And then I paired it with Jenny Kane pants as well, very just like flowy pants. And yeah, that's gonna be the fit today, y'all. Paired with my Jenny Kane sandals. And beach waves. Love the all gold. Super summery, says Gabby. Thank you so much. That was the goal for today's look. That's what we're going for. All right, y'all. Tag me if you recreate this makeup look or are inspired by any of these products. I will be linking everything that I used today down below in the description box, so check those links out after church. Just give me a little bit. You can also find the link to my Shop My in my bio on Instagram if you're watching on Instagram. But other than that, thank you so much for joining me today. I had so much fun. Thank you so much for shopping through my links and supporting my channel if you shop anything that I used. And have a lovely rest of your Sunday, y'all. Love you.